Hey guys, Comet here. Welcome to episode 4 in my Overly Scienced series. Before you freak out over progress, this is an older map, and I just want to show what I plan on building inside of the current map. So this is my usual duplicant housing, and this is my transport tube and power spine. This is the very center of the map, and then I just mirror this over on this side. So this unit holds 18 duplicants, and it is 54 by 42 tiles. It has a bunch of recreation stuff and bathrooms, a mess hall, or great hall because of the decor, and this is how I store my food in a vacuum. So I'm going to be building just the outer structure of this and putting in as much as I can of this in the other map. But there's a lot of stuff we don't have access to yet, so I'll jump back over now that you know what we're going to be building. Okay, we're back on this map now, and I have some space in this area that I think will work perfect for the duplicant housing. And it's clear on this side as well, but I usually start on the right side. Now I've got to fit it in between this cool steam vent and whatever this is up here. So I'm thinking I'll start right here and work my way down. So it is 54 by 42. So all of this 54 needs to go. And I'm going to put in ladders here. And to keep your dupes from getting themselves stuck, what you can do, I gotta make my ladders out of something other than obsidian, I don't have enough obsidian yet, is drag your ladders across, and then go to priority, construction, and set the ladders, the construction priority on the ladders to be above the dig command. Then that should, in theory, keep your duplicants from getting stuck. Since there's chlorine and stuff in here, I don't want them getting trapped, because then they'll suffocate. And that would be bad in the early game, when you need as many duplicants as you can. So I'll skip this ahead till all of this is dug out, and then I'll go through and explain all of the stuff that we're going to be building inside of the housing unit. And to make this go a little bit slower, what I'm going to do is put in some algae terrariums right here. And what that will do is consume this carbon dioxide and replace it with oxygen. It will consume algae and water, but it is more algae efficient than an oxygen diffuser. But it does consume more water than a diffuser. But if you have extra water, then this is a more algae efficient way. So if you're running low on algae, you can use this trick. I'll jump this ahead. I guess being the Overly Scienced series, I should go into some of the numbers behind why a terrarium is more efficient. So if we take a look at it here, it emits 40 grams of oxygen per second after using 30 grams a second of algae. The water will not count that. So this is, if we go to calculator here, if we do 40 divided by 30, that's, well, then times 100 for percentage, that's 133% more efficient than just 1-to-1. Now a oxygen diffuser takes in 550 grams of algae, and it produces 500 grams of oxygen. So that one, you take the 500 divided by the 550, that's 91 if you round, so times 100, yeah, 91% efficient on algae. Now if you don't have much water, then you do need to use the diffuser, just because this consumes a lot of water. Okay, the other thing that it makes polluted water, which you can then turn at a 1-to-1 ratio into polluted oxygen, which can then be sent through this, which gives you clean oxygen at a 90% efficient ratio. So, I know there's a way to check this. Oxygen deodorizer. It takes in 100 grams per second of oxygen, polluted oxygen, and will output 90 grams per second of clean oxygen. So that's 90% efficient there. So, if you combine this with this, then you're going to make a lot more oxygen than if you just used a diffuser, or if you went about using an electrolyzer. And an electrolyzer will produce a lot of oxygen for you, but it does consume a lot of water. I'll probably make an Excel spreadsheet of all the different ways to make oxygen, and then which one is more resource efficient. That probably should have been in the last video when I was going over oxygen, but I'll put it in this one, just because that's when I got around to it, I guess. Okay, no more talking. I'll come back when this is done, for sure this time. Okay, that took a lot longer than I was expecting. You can see how many cycles have passed. I've put in some deodorizers to kind of clean up some of this oxygen. But we've got the space dug out now. Let me see if I have enough ceramic. No, I don't think I do. So for now, well, I can calculate it. It is 54 by 42, like I said earlier. So 54 times 2, that gives us 2 sides, and then plus 40, because 2 of those blocks are taken up by the 54, so then plus another 40. So that's how many total blocks will go around the perimeter, and then times 400, so I would need 75 tons of a material to make insulated tiles all the way around. I've only got 16 tons of ceramic, and it looks like I'm going to have to go with igneous rock for now. That's okay, I can switch it out later. So starting, let's see, if this ladder here is the very center of the map, and you can find that by just going all the way to the end and counting in to 128. I don't know if you can see that there. And then this side should also be 128. Yeah. So the whole map is 256 tiles wide. So if you cut that in half, you have 128 on the right, 128 on the left. There's no way to put a ladder in the very center because there is no center. So I just put in two ladders. So we have the right side of the map and the left side of the map. And then I like to leave 6 tiles right here. So the first tile of the insulated tile shield will be here. So igneous rock all the way over there, and this should be 54 tiles long. Yeah, 54, okay. And then we'll take this one down, and to right there should be 42. That's 41, 42 right there. And then this will come across this way, like that, to right here, no further than that tile. And I'm going to dig underneath here so that my duplicants can get in and out of here, because it's only 1 tile high right now. And I also think I will put a ladder on this side so that they can get up and down on that side. And this looks like it's probably going to be a saltwater geyser, because it's in a I don't know what this biome is called. Usually saltwater geysers spawn in these biomes, like up here. There's a saltwater geyser in this biome as well. For the different floors here, I have the entrance over in this area. Then the dupes will run across, drop off their Atmo suits, and then I'll have a fire pole and ladder down on this side with a layer of statues, and then bedrooms, more statues. I'll fill that in right now so that you can see what it looks like. Okay, so these are where all the floors go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the first floor, and then 1, 2, 3 for the statues here. Statues are 3 tall, and make them out of granite, because granite gives a morale bonus. Sorry, not a morale bonus, a decor bonus, which will increase duplicant morale. These tiles here I'm making out of granite for now because I don't have any diamond. It's best to make the flooring out of diamond because it is transparent to decor. So these statues would be able to reach down into this room. Otherwise you'd have to have the statues in the same room as whatever you're trying to increase the decor of. So let me finish up this ladder here. And then along this side here and along the top, I'm going to make that out of refined metal. Once I get a bunch of gold, I'll put gold blocks there for more decor. So statues go here and here. I gotta deconstruct these ladders here, they're in the way. So I put 2 floors of bedrooms, and then I put in a bathroom and dining room, or mess hall, or great hall when it's completely upgraded. If you go to the room overlay, yeah, it's a great hall. And then in this area I put in some steam turbines, and I have a cooling loop that cools the whole base. You'll see more and more pieces come together here as it keeps progressing. I'll jump this ahead a little bit till more progress has been made. It looks like things are starting to come together quite nicely now. Each duplicant will have their own bedroom. Mima here has started sculpting some marble blocks. Let's see. Genius sculpture. Nice. And that is because she has the masterwork upgrade. That allows her to make the highest quality statue. For now, like I said earlier, I have to stick with granite, but later I will upgrade them to metal blocks made of gold. And it'll be the same tier because of her skill. So this will be the Great Hall here. This will be the bathroom. And the bathroom, the most you can fit in a bathroom that is 4 tiles tall is 4 sinks and 4 lavatories, because the max room size for a washroom is 64 tiles. So if you do 64 divided by 4, that's 16 horizontal tiles. Then the sinks and lavatories are 2 tiles wide each, so divided by 2. That gives you 8, and they have to come in pairs. So you're going to divide that by 2, and that gives you 4 of each. Now, down here, I'm going to have a wind turbine. I'm going to wait for this to all be filled in before I put in all of the recreational stuff. Really, the dupes aren't going to have enough time to use any of it. That stuff comes in later when there's a lot of free time for dupes. And when you build a structure like this, where you put your duplicants inside of a kind of enclosed space, you really need to get into centralizing your oxygen. And so for that, I'm going to use electrolyzers, and they require water, so we're going to need to find a stable water supply. Now down here, there's a cool steam vent, which looks like is dormant at the moment. We could try digging into here, or digging into here, or using this. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet, but once you get water, then making oxygen is really simple. I'll build a little structure down here to pump all of my oxygen into up here. Now that they're getting close to finishing this, I want to isolate the internal atmosphere from the external atmosphere. That way I can focus on only oxygenating the places that I need to, because I can put in atmosuits and it won't matter what the atmosphere is on the outside of the duplicant housing unit, or the DHU. I should start calling it that. I'm going to put in a simple liquid lock right here, like this, and you can use, well, actually no, that won't work, hang on, like this. Yes, that'll work. You could use any liquid but polluted oxygen, unless you are certain that you can keep the pressure on both sides of the lock above 1800 grams. That should isolate the two atmospheres. And then I need to pump out all of this chlorine. I've put in some refrigerators down here, which will be storing this food, and then I'm going to destroy these mess tables and these beds. And I need to get some plumbing in for the bathroom. I don't think I will do that quite yet, so I'll have to go back up here to use the bathroom, but that's okay for now. I'll cut this forward a little bit to when I have the liquid lock working so that you can see how that works. And then I still need to find a good water supply for oxygen production, because they're going to start going through this oxygen in here very quickly, since they're all going to be in here. And I also need to get oxygen pumped into a pipe so that I can put in the atmosuit ducts. And it looks like I might need a little bit more refined metal as well, so there's a lot of stuff I need to do. It turns out I had some brine lying around, I think from the printing pod, so I'm using that to fill this up. But now I really need to get oxygen in here, so for now what I'm going to do is just set up some simple diffusers here and here, and then I will run the heavy watt wire. Actually no, what I'm going to do is make a power transformer, run this over this way, and then run regular wire through here, since that's all we need at the moment. And that should be fine. And then I'll pump out this chlorine. I need the carbon dioxide to stay in this very bottom layer to keep the food sterile. Really, to make a liquid lock, you just need this corner to be full of water, or any liquid. It doesn't matter what's here or here. It could be this tile or this tile. You just have these in between, because that's how your dupes get in and out. So I've got 8 dupes. So I like to leave an extra atmosuit dock. That way when all of your dupes are out, you have one filling up. So one. I'm eventually going to have 18 dupes in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, plus 1 for 19. And then atmosuit checkpoint right there, which actually we can't put in yet since we don't have any atmosuits. So Drecos, yes, I'm gonna have to get into ranching, or I guess I could get down here for these thimble reeds, because that is how you get reed fiber, and reed fiber you use to make atmosuits in the textile forge, or sorry, exosuit forge. A textile loom makes different clothing, so you could have the textile loom makes, yeah, these things: cool vests, snazzy suits, and warm sweaters. If you're playing on Rime and you kind of just have an open base like my starter base was here, you could make some warm vests or warm sweaters for your dupes. That just keeps them insulated from the cold. If you're playing on Oasis instead, you would probably want to make a cool vest, And eventually you want to, once they're in Atmos suits, give them all snazzy suits so that they can increase the decor around them, which just boosts morale ever so slightly. I'll cut this ahead again. I have so many little things going on. The first thing I think I'm going to do is get once they finish all of this, water so that I can make oxygen. And then once I get oxygen in the base, then I will put them into Atmos suits. And so I will need a Dreco wrench after that. So hopefully we can get a rancher from the printing pod. It looks like Bonnie here has some interest in ranching, so we'll go ahead and take her. And then I'll have her start ranching some Drecos for the exosuits. I don't know where... Oh, she's idle. Priorities, Bonnie, ranching. And then schedule. Alright, you gotta do this every time you get a new dupe. Okay. Now the farm, it doesn't need to be anything fancy right now. Where did they even go? I had some Drecos lying around here. I don't know where they went. Okay. Maybe we won't do Dreco wrenching. I'm not breaking their eggs. No. Where did they go? Okay, well, there goes that idea. I guess I have to rely only on thimble reeds. That's okay. I can dig down into here and pick those up. And actually what I can start doing is, instead of sending the polluted water into here, yeah, here's what I'll do. I'm going to deconstruct buildings, get rid of these. That will force my duplicants to start using these beds. And I have enough mess tables there to get rid of these and those. Now in here, I want to change this to barbecue, cooked fish, fried mushroom, gristleberry, excellent fruit, lice loaf, muck root, mush bar, no, not mush bars, mush fries, nutrient bars, omelets, pickled meal, and spicy tofu. That should be everything. And I'm going to change that priority to 9. That way, no food should be decaying out in the map. Now, right, what I was going to do here is put in hydroponic farms. I think this is, no, it's too cold. Never mind. I'm going to put it, I need it to be above, okay, I'm going to get rid of these, move them down here, and then I will put in the hydroponic farm tiles here, and then I will run this plumbing down into there, and I'm going to grow some of these. And that's why I need it to be above 22, because they stop growing when it's below 22. So food, hydroponic farms, that should be fine. Then we will run this down this way, and I'm going to switch it to insulated pipe, because I think this polluted water is at 10 degrees, so it will make this area too cold. So I'm going to switch it to insulated pipe so it stays warm. Or warm-ish. I need these to run more often. Do I have any? Yes, plant. Good. Okay. So we'll get some of those growing. And then here, right, I'm out of reed fiber. So then I can get some Atmos suits in here. And then, oh, I also put in some massage tables because they're going to be going through this
brine here, and they're stressing out a little bit. Food's moved. They got these here. I still need to get the chlorine out of here. And I want to dig into here to see what this is. So I will dig through here and fast forward it a little bit. It looks like it is a water geyser, which is perfect. That should supply me with enough water to keep my base oxygenated. Now, I'm gonna let Marie analyze this. I think she's gonna get scalded a little bit because the water is very warm. And she can't breathe. Well, maybe because she can't breathe, she'll go down, cool off, and then come back. I doubt it. She'll probably get scalded. So I'm going to put in a triage cot here and here. Just in anticipation. And then I'm going to need to make a tank. Probably just do something like this. Really simple. This could be the water tank. And then I will dig all of this stuff in here out. Yeah, something like that should work. Let me increase the priority on the sides here, that way we are sure to contain the water. Move this up to here. Cancel that. Alright. So once this finishes here, I'll cut back in. Unfortunately, this is really all I have time for this episode. I got the bathrooms plumbed, and I got this carbon skimmer in. I don't know if you noticed that. We made a lot of progress in this video. We built a primitive DHU, and we've migrated all of the dupes into here. Next episode, for sure, I will get into oxygen production. So I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.